The time hath come. So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, the time hath come for Tequila sunset, the end of all things.
Hello there everyone, I am Big Bear, welcome back to Disco Elysium. I am royally pissed off. I am not having the best of days, I'll tell you why. I have already recorded this episode. The problem with the recording was there was a issue with the audio. It was corrupt. Literally you could not hear me. I have tried everything under the sun to repair said video, and I think I figured out what it was. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Needless to say, I have already done the next hour of this episode, but it was completely unusable. But for all intents and purposes, we are going to go back, and of course, for your viewing pleasure, we are going to do it again. Seems the Walker was either very confused or drunk out of his mind. The good news is, there's a number of people to talk to, and a little bit more of the story that's going to expand, I guess, in the next hour. But thankfully, there was only 2 or 3 decisions that I had to make, and I know exactly what it was that I did at the time. So I'm going to do the same thing, just to make sure that everything pans out similar to the last recording. And yeah, we'll take it on from there. I mean, naturally, we have to just go about and explore the coastline here, find out a little bit more about what's going on. Straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I put my remaining skill point into unlocking Aces High, so I'm going to do that immediately. Let's internalize the thoughts. And there's a couple of interesting things that are coming up, and we're getting closer and closer, I think. 65 points out of 100 to the next skill point, which is fine. And yeah, we're going to take it from there. So let's go and have a wee wander around. The underside of the boat has recently been tarred. And I guess we'll introduce you to a couple of people that I've met. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover.
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Yeah, I'm going to discard the thought, because nothing good comes of it. The decisions that I made last time, Kim kind of looked at you like a nutcase as if you wanted to live under a boat, and then nothing happens. So we don't have to worry about that. There's a number of things to collect in this property. Well, that reminds me, there are a couple of very, very interesting people that we get to talk to, though. Cold breeze is enough to make the wall planks creak. What we got? Oh yeah, there was a postcard. And the bow tie for +2 drama, which is quite handy as well. And, oh god, I'm just trying to remember what everything was. Ugh, I'm still collecting bottles like a hobo. But why not? Every little helps. Well, we've got 16 real, almost 17 real. Sounds of life in the north, a washboard scrubs filth from fabric. Cinder blocks charred, a makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting. And although these alcoholic nutcases are sitting here, well, that just grab the change. I did. Oh no, actually no, I couldn't do that. I could on the fisherman's shacks. Okay, so we ticked a box there. There's a couple of. Come on, let's go, Harry. We have stuff to do today. Oh yes, Intersolari trousers +1 to Kingdom of Consciousness. Excellent. You see dust-covered linens, dried tulips on a bed. Well, curtains have been drawn shut, not looking in. No looking in. White curtains, sorry, have been drawn shut, no looking in. And yeah, the place is quite run down, by the way. A wetting stone well worn and covered in rust. Can't remember if it's just... Oh yeah, it is. Just change. And, oh shoot, who did I go and speak to first? That's a bit of a catch-22, I can't remember. What? What is that? Oh. What am I missing? I don't think I did that last time. Anyway. And the bottle. Right, there were the 2 kids there. They belong to the lassie that's standing over in the dock, and then we're going to speak to Babushka. The street sign is eligible below the graffito. Is that what they call it? Graffito in this game. Hard to see the details. The colours are warm and welcoming. The colours all warm and welcoming are cozy though. And there's a wee lassie in here. Who's a bit weirded out because we just wandered in our house. A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She is looking at you with frank curiosity. Little Lily.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Where are your parents?
My mom's outside, and I don't really know about my dad.
She gives you a bright smile like it's a good thing. What's that pointing at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling?
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
Oh yes, because we broke, what's her name, Gart at the Whirling Rags bird. Yeah, I think we could just literally say, can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Actually, now that I come to think of it, at the time, I didn't realise that it was just a small child giving me this and not the actual parent and owner of the bird.
All right. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lammy looks like he's falling apart.
Yes. Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a...
Revacholian? Revisionist? Rebel? I put Revacholian last time.
No! That's not it!
She frowns
You
looking
know
at the
what you
tattered
are,
toy.
Lammy?
I think she means revolutionary.
Revolutionary, that was it.
Yes! Lammy was a revolutionary.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye!
And then we're going to steal the bird. Ruffed grouse taxidermy. Actually, industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. I didn't look to see if that was something that I could interact with. Oh yeah, I forgot I'd gotten the figurine set. No, we can. Okay, that's fine. And then did we interact with everything else? Yes, we did. My badge and all that kind of stuff. There's still books and things, but I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. And yeah, take the stuffed bird to Gart. What I didn't realise as well is that there is a fast travel system, but I had trouble figuring it out last time, but now I know how it works. I think if we stand in the middle of the square... Or has it already worked? Yes! So we can travel back to the Martinez waterfront. You know what? What the hell? Let's do that right now. Give Gart the bird, and then we can get our asses back and crack on. Because it was something I did at the end of the last episode, but you know what? Let's get Gart on the good side. Don't like you, solicitor lady.
Can I help you?
Gart, I found a new bird for the whirling. Give him the ruffed grouse.
What is this thing?
The man takes the stuffed bird. It's no biggie, I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of a cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm going to go with thank you.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Okay, and that'll do it. I don't know what... I'm guessing... Oh, no! Why hasn't the fast travel thing worked? Oh, biscuits. Right, okay, be right back. Why hasn't it triggered the fast travel thing yet? That's very bizarre. Okay, oh, barrel. More real. I guess I better take my bottles back when I get a chance as well. Oh, sorry. The woman next to the bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigayan, also known as the apricot suzerainty.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Then how does she know you're here?
If you can't see me, how do you know I was here?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come.
She beckons you towards her. Lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
What he said, we're cops, we don't cause trouble, we take care of trouble. I like it. We're cops, we're hellraisers, click, click, bang, bang, point your finger pistols at her. No.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
I forgot. Just when she said there, the last time I saw you was 12 years ago, and then I remembered how that played out. Wait, I've been here before. What kind of an ill omen are we talking about? Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
She points to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
What kind of an ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I am an ill omen, all right. If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me about that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
Her soapy thumb points to the building behind her. Don't know if I can afford another place to stay.
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait on, hold on. You're just giving it to me? Or I'm not sure if it's appropriate for the RCM to accept free accommodations. There's this guy, Gart, who makes me give him money every night just so I don't die out in the cold. Okay, I'll take it. Get keys to your new home. I'm just going to go straight for taking it, because that's what I did.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
The key appears from under her apron. She hands it to
Well,
her.
if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
I mean, come on, I can't keep stealing your hubcaps to sell, Kimmy. What is in the fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
Well, why, whatever do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Yeah, and I didn't say that. This place is pornographically poor. There's got to be something here, tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
The pox? What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
And what happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Who else lives in the village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Whoa, what drunks?
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Is there a way to make a little money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Yeah, but I've had a few real out of it, I guess. All right, there's another topic I'd like to address.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
Okay, what else is it on down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
What is it then, an apartment or an electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who'd want to come to a fish market here? That's it. There's going to be... that's it. There's got to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End.
There we go.
Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible.
Nothing is impossible, surely.
And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Okay. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Freighter Harry Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Now, as we know, what was his name? Everard asked me to get signatures. This is actually one of the women that I need to get signatures off, so I could hand her the envelope, but I'm not going to do that because we need to make sure that we can forge the signatures. So we're just going to leave that there, and then I guess we'll go into the shack and have a quick look at our brand new property.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
Unlock the shack door with the
I'll
key.
wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangements. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Yeah, one of the things I was going to say, or at least should I say, one of the things that I said in the last episode that went corrupt was I'm hoping that Harry's going to have a better night's sleep. You know, there's no shattered window. I think the bed in the whirling rags. Oh yeah, I forgot about the jacket. What, +1 logic. You know, so I want, hopefully, Harry to start feeling like he's going to get a decent night's sleep. The Interrogate heating engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth. The floorboards creak under your step. Old science fiction magazines, books about birdwatching, and almanac from 1939. You see the waves, the sea, and the church. Oh yeah, and the church is down the coast as well, so we're going to have a look now. Hopefully this is going to pan out.
Hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
So we have electrochemistry. We know that this is obviously in relation to the expression that we need to try and get off our face. It's highly unlikely I'm going to get it if I were to try it now. We're looking at 8%, but we have a +2 on know the origin and a +2 on know more steam. And the good thing is, electrochemistry, we'll leave the mirror for now. If I actually get myself change it up, we have items that will add the living daylights out of electrochemistry. Oh my god, that thing looks awful on me. So if you give me a second, we will make sure that we have... There's a +1 for electrochemistry on the glasses. I think there was one more thing. Hang on a wee minute. Conceptualization, interfacing. Oh, another one plus... Oh no, wait a minute. Did I pants? Those are... Yeah, plus electrochemistry, so that's fine. Don't need to worry about that. Logic. Was there anything else? No, I think that's pretty much it. But this is the kicker. There is a razor here, and if and I do want to do it.
You see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Now, it's also just occurred to me. No, I should make that 92%. I'm going to get it.
Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly.
Feel your clean-shaven cheeks.
They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath.
And that's what I was hoping. You see, we're trying to do the good thing here. We're trying to redeem Harry. That's obviously the whole attempt at this playthrough, is to try and do it in a manner in which I would think of doing it myself. And I think that that's probably the right thing to do for Harry. Maybe he'll get a bit of night's sleep as well. I've not tried that yet, obviously, because we don't have to go to sleep, and we certainly won't do before the end of this episode. Was shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe.
And I'm happy with that. And guess what happens if we go back to the mirror? So
An old
we
mirror
have...
hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Boom, 42 even. Now, the catch-22 with this is I might save it and rerun this, because I was successful the first time, but I'm conscious at 42%. It might fail. And in the initial playthrough that I was doing in the last episode, it was successful in the first instance. So let me just do that, and then if we're safe in the knowledge it passes, then it means that we're on the same route as we were when I tried to record it the last time.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. It's
Oh,
like
thank
something
God.
snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long.
And there we go.
Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Let the mirror be for now. That's better as well. So I'm really, really happy that that has panned out exactly the way it happened when I, well, I guess recorded it last. I'm trying to remember what other decisions I had to make. We've given the bird to Gart, so that's fine. Right, next up was to have a wee chat and have a wee rummage around here with this lassie. More plastic, why the hell not? What are these doing in the fish? What are these doing in the fish? I don't know. More boxes. Why the hell not? Ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. Planks creak beneath your weight. Boat is floating freely in the water, unmoored. Right, let's have a wee chat with this lassie.
Hi, officer.
And there's Lillian. A woman in a raincoat stands in the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword in a scabbard hangs from her hip.
Factory balanced. Bakelite and stainless steel.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are you? Where are we exactly? I have questions. The first is, what's your name? Okay, that depends. Where are we
A
exactly?
fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Okay, I don't remember that bit.
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
Okay, and what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Oh my god, I've just realised I look like a pillock. I've still left the sunglasses and the kimono on. Okay, I was asked to get your signature. Nope, I'm not going to do that. What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Interesting. What have you found? I never thought the sea brought in anything of particular interest. Walking on the beach sounds quite romantic. Interesting. What have you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
So I did select a mine the RCM could use. A mine, where is it? Obviously drugs, I'm not going to put that on, and I need to know about those human bodies. Maybe in hindsight I should have asked, but I'm going to keep it the same as I did the last time.
Well, the RCM has to wait for another one, because some army folks came by, took it in the middle of the bay and blew it up. The blast was surprisingly timid for such a huge spiky thing.
Oh yeah, and then at that point we realised it was a sea mine.
Spiky. Must have been a naval contact mine.
Careful, I want to watch out for picking the envelope one. A nice sword, point at the sabre on her hip. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Hold on, do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
Yeah, isn't that what guns are for?
Guns are expensive and fragile, I think. Besides, I got kids. Can't have guns around them, and sometimes a sharp blade is enough to keep folks at bay.
Why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
I'm trying to remember what I picked here. Can I borrow that sword? Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective? I think it was that one.
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
I'm a proper man, believe me. True, most people I've met are scared. I'm a proper man, believe me.
Oh? Believe me, everyone here is a proper man. Must be something about poverty that makes all the men real.
Can I borrow the sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I use to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave.
So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone, coward. I would never leave anyone. He disappeared. Sounds like a missing person case. Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh, say no more. Wait for it to continue.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Yeah, death is nothing. I shit on death. You should have thrown yourself in the waves after him. Dear Lord. Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? It's healthy to let go and move on. Got to keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Don't know a good spot yet. Explore the coast, obviously, -6, and then Kim's presence makes it awkward, so really coming back and speaking to her when Kim's not there, and at the moment there's just no way in hell, but I guess we're going to be able to come back and ask her out on a date as well, so I'll be focusing on that. So I take it that's your skiff.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days catch a snowflake in your palm.
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Okay, be seeing you. Right, we're going to leave that there for just now, and next up... Oh, so there's an autosave. Why can't I use the auto-travel function? Did that not pop up? What am I missing? Oh yeah, I ended up speaking to the 2 kids as well, but they don't say much.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains the other one. I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well.
Is little Lily your sister? Point to the house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
Remarks with evident glee. I am, yes. And what are you... yeah, that was it. And what are you, Kidmaster General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
And I'm not going to say children are stupid, so that's it. Bye, kids. Take care. Okay, I didn't think we were that bad with kids, but there we go. Oh yeah, and I had a wee look up here, but it looks like you can't go any further in terms of the barrier, so that's fair enough. Now let's go and have a wee chat with these Muppets. Now, who did I speak to first? I think it was this guy. What does he say again? Don't call Abigail. Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
This is making me uncomfortable. I should have picked that one. I'll call whoever I want. Don't tell me what to do. Who is Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Aye, that'll do.
Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail? Where am I? What is this place? I just walked away at that point.
Don't call Abigail.
Because there's no point. And then we have a chat. Now, this fella. Dear Lord.
Tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece lycra tracksuit puts down his pilsner and extends his hand in greeting. Idiot Doom Spiral, this guy's name is.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, Tequila? Now you're gonna love this.
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang.
Not too hot. I'm on a 50-year losing streak. I did like that one. Reality, it makes me aggressively sad. Don't know, people tell me I'm a cop and getting used to that. I have re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law. I think I went with not too hot. I'm on a 50-year losing streak.
That's harsh. I'm like 3 or maybe 4 years into mine. Wait, no. Make it 5.
He looks at his shit-stained lycra with a grim expression.
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please. Please don't go. Don't go.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Oh yeah, there was that option as well, but I've not tried this yet. Could you and your pals sign this document? I'm guessing if I were to choose it, I'm not going to do it yet because I'm assuming there might be other people that we can get to forge the signatures. Or, oh sorry, I thought there was another option potentially in the evening of being able to try it myself. How did that come about again? Anyway, I guess we'll get there. But I know that there's different options. So yeah, we'll come to those in due course. What is a Tequila Sunset? You keep saying it.
It's you. Your Tequila Sunset.
And how do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
Not since the amnesia.
No, you sure don't.
Maybe?
Maybe. You look like you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be. You look like you want to hear the tale.
I love that. Go ahead. No, this sounds scary. Back up. Go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Jesus, Harry.
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Oh, dear Lord. What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally, I want to get off this story train right now.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset! The end of all things!"
Oh God, what happened next? Say nothing, it's more dignified that way. We went with the dignified.
After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
Oh yeah, so basically we actually landed the jump, and then we still decided to drive into the ocean from what it sounds like.
The muscles in your right leg tense up.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
Dear God.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Yeah, I put my real name as Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
Oh, shut up, idiot Doom Spiral.
If you only knew.
Did I tell you anything specific about the person that effed me? Did I mention losing anything else? Did I say anything about my colleagues? Did I say anything about the... Okay, well, let's just start from the top.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Oh, yeah, Rosemary. We'll get to him in a second.
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Dear Lord. Okay, did I say anything else about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you said that you'd really behaved unreasonably and failed to uphold your responsibilities as a representative of the coalition.
Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
I don't need to hear any more. Conclude.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Okay, you seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Yes, want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
I have a feeling that this is going to cost me a lot. You want booze, don't you?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see? So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Don't do it now. I'm not going to give you an alcohol.
In that case,
I'm not an enabler.
I'm not a storyteller.
Hey, sorry for being a buzzkill earlier. I'll supply the booze if you supply me the stories. Oh, you know what? Sod it. Let's give it to him.
Wonderful.
I didn't do last time, but it's not going to make much of a difference, because the only other person we need to speak to is Rosemary, who's sitting right next to Idiot Doom Spiral, and then we take it from there. And actually, having a wee look into it, I think we might have a little bit of time just to have a wee visit down the coast, now that things have gone a little bit quicker in this episode, because I'm kind of just placing myself to where I was before the damn recording went skoo with. I've got some sweet Commodore Red, give it.
Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high-concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Wait, how many people did you have working for you?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound.
His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet are we talking exactly?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard.
There's a trace of derision in his voice.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
I would have landed on my feet because I've got feline reflexes. Ouch.
Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
You've got to be shitting me. Okay, so what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this.
Not really, come to think of it.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Wait, is that it? I feel like that it's missing some steps. I'm almost myself. Doesn't seem too bad. Look on the bright side. You've got one hell of a story. You do realize all of this is your own fault. I literally can't believe it. Wait, is that it?
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me, so they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
You do realize all of this is your own fault.
I don't remember you being such a dick before, Tequila.
Take a slow, despondent sip, and then looks out across the bay towards the skyscrapers of La Delta.
That doesn't mean you're wrong, though. Anyway, that was all the tale one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
A lost jacket? Sounds like a mystery you could look into.
What was the name of your agency?
My agency, man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
Mixing oil painting and breasts to make ad isn't high art, it's just cynical wankery. Oh, I don't know if I would have picked that. That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means. Man, mixing high and low, commodifying culture. That is extremely my shit.
I know. It was fucking awesome. Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away.
What's up with the tracksuit?
What? You've never seen 100% lycra before? Go on, feel that primo material.
Touch it?
Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
He takes another sip.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it.
Oh God, okay, I didn't know that was going to happen. Jesus, I just realised just how low my morale was. I think I need to go and get another health pack or health item as well, and then we'll do that and get something morale from the shop as well. Oh Jesus. Just trying to think because I've not got much money.
Randomized trials have also found lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to.
Oh Christ.
And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them any time.
What about the other drunks?
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, Tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
Don't call Abigail.
And this is Abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
What's this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, It's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
Wait, you're asking a police officer to help find a jacket you stole and then lost? Okay, sure, where do you lose it? You know what, I don't see why not. We might stumble across it and we can give it to him.
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
I think I meant generally where do you think you lost it?
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Why not?
I'm all ears, Tequila.
Have you got any more stories? We're not going to go into that right now, because he's probably going to want more booze. I think I only had one bottle of Commodore Red. I'll be seeing you. Now, we can come back and have a wee look at the Everart letter. Maybe that is them, but I want to go and speak to other people.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
As well. Now, I'm running out of time for this episode. I've pretty much done everything that I tried to do in the last episode. I think we've actually ticked all the boxes, to be honest. I don't think there's anything else for me to do at this stage. That being said, it has just occurred to me...
The beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
Oh, did I accidentally click on the bench?
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Oh, I did,
You
sorry.
can revisit the bench.
Yes, I know, when Kim Kitsuragi is gone. Yeah, I'm hoping the fast travel system is now going to work for the Fisherman's Shack. Martin, why can't I fast travel now? What is happening? This is bizarre. Okay, well anyway, we're at the Fisherman's Shacks. Oh, there's a big wheel as well. Is that what they meant on the north of the granny meant on the north of the building? Okay, fair enough. Jesus, what a bleeding nightmare. Why can't I fast travel? Sorry, yes, anyway, I was going to say we need to go back because now that I have my badge, the lassie on the boat can probably give us a little bit more information. So I'm going to go do that. I'll see you in a second, and then we're going to round off the episode. Oh, and I'm going to get Harry dressed back into something that doesn't make him look like a total reject. I totally messed up when I was buying items to heal my morale. I accidentally hit the wrong button and I bought an extra 3 health items. But you know what, sod it. Can't hurt to have more than required.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
What was it? Do you know something about these tattoos? I've got some questions about reality. Tell me more about the strikes in the harbour. Which? Oh, sugar.
More lessons in basic reality?
Here we are.
My favourite part of the day. Go ahead. Ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
He asked me to deliver an envelope.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
To a nameless settlement down the coast nearby.
Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there.
So he looks over the bay.
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there?
Yeah, he wants to build a youth centre here for the children of Martinez.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
I don't think I'm going to help him. You're quite fond of the village, aren't you?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
So you've been to Martinez before?
Yes. I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Sounds like you missed those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in 08. Imagine.
So you're sad you can't buy the place?
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
He asked me to open a
A
door.
referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's
Oh
house.
my. A real door?
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
It had to be done. I got information. It was useful to the case.
That's good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you had to do.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Oh, good point.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal, and it was not for nothing. I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Oh, okay. Everard asks the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation. Everard says the Wild Pines sent mercenaries after the Union and now one's dead. The Union's militant wing organised the lynching. He didn't seem at all worried about the whole conflict that's developing.
I wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by Union men he wanted to impress?
No, it was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
We were alone, and he seems very sure of his ability to keep things in control. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. I think he wants things to escalate.
Or he wants you and me to believe he wants to go to war.
There's always that risk, man. But if I may offer my opinion, he means it.
I think he may have just been messing with us. Kim's right, I'm pretty sure he meant it.
I'll think it over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me.
Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now.
Okay, everyone asked the Unions. Okay, I'm not going to go into that.
What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating.
Well, that's good then. So it seems like we made a good decision
Of course,
there.
Detective.
Right.
You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
Wait a minute. So which one was it to show her my pass so she gives me more information? Give me a wee second. I'll figure it out.
I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
Oh, you'll never guess what I found. My badge. Show her your badge. There we go.
Did you? Wonderful.
She inspects the piece of blue plastic, the fading green pearls of her eyes, scanning left to right.
Quickly, methodically, like an electric printing machine.
It is a relief to see a W freighter here. The situation is precarious, to say the least. It needs a quick solution, or we will have a bloodbath on our hands.
Okay, you said contain the situation. Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Wait, is that the person that got lynched?
Who
Your
are
bodyguard?
they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
3?
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Oh, shit.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Oh, boy. Okay, what then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Oh, God.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Oh, Jesus. You've made a mess here. I have to say this is not Disco. Maybe the investigations can team up, share resources and intelligence. Boy, oh boy, this is not good. Yeah, I have to say you've made a mess here.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Oh, for crying out loud.
The Barder have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Is that accurate?
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
Alright, okay, that makes sense.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Oh dear, I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is inevitable. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true, Lieutenant W. Frater de Bois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
You said contain the situation. Okay.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
What can you tell me about Cronell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call it off?
And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, I do hope that Joyce is going to remain on our side here. You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Okay, this colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret in her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent. Oranese. Or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Okay, where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Well, we still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Okay, where are these mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Oh, okay. One must be the good in the ill-fitting worker close by the harbour gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Okay, maybe we'll slow down on that front a
For
little
all
bit.
your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Okay, I had another question
I hope
for
I
you.
can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
Jesus, well, I found out when I finally started doing police work.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
That's enough for
I
now.
am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Okay, now can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a Interrogate not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oranese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century, over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of this
The
map?
sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Okay, this is going to be difficult, because if we know that one of them is the guy down at the front of the docks shouting the slogans, and then we show them the picture, maybe it's going to antagonise them? I don't know, I'll have to think on that
Surely
one.
there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
What's that? Surely there are other people to ask about this tattoo. This is not necessarily to complete the task, officer. It's dangerous, a side task. Yeah, I don't want to put myself in harm's way. And, yeah, I would be happy if somebody came flagging a picture of my mate's dead body around. So, if they are as dangerous as they suggest they are, maybe it's not a good idea and leave it off the schedule. I am tempted to find out what they say, though. Oh, God. I need the information. Ask the mercs about the tattoos. I mean, I can always mark it down and then just not proceed if it turns out to... Oh, no. But then... I'm going to have to make the decision, haven't I? Not a good idea. Leave it off the schedule. You know what? I'm tempted to give it a shot. Because I want to know the information and it's there. And I'm a police officer. I shouldn't be scared of mercs. Oh, Jesus. Why am I finding this one so difficult to pick? You know what? I'm going to mark it down and then I can make a decision on whether I ask
Do
them or
what you
not.
have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you. That's all for now. Excellent. Okay, we have made some significant progress. I don't know. I'm hoping that's the right decision to go and ask the mercs about the tattoos. But we still have a lot to do down the coast. That is going to be the next episode. We're going to get back to the fishing village and then crack on and have a wee look at the church, some of the abandoned buildings and things. I guess we're going to find out more, meet more people, see new things. I hope to God the sound on this particular recording doesn't get corrupted, because flipping heck, it's going to be difficult to have to go through this again. At least I've managed to do a couple of things that I didn't do in the last episode, but we're now rolling on, so I'm going to have to wrap things up. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, please hit that like and subscribe button. This is Big Bear signing off, but there will be another video. See ya.